Welcome, global people. Here's another culture moment for you. You know what's excellent is having an advantage in a competition, being ahead of the field in a race, being at an advantage, having a skill or having a set of resources that others don't have when you're trying to get to a goal fast. It's what we often call privilege. Now, there's supportive ways of using your privilege, and then there's ways when privilege has the aftertaste, that not so nice accent of being at an unfair advantage, maybe. You may have heard the term white privilege. And hey, here's the white guy talking about white privilege. I was reminded of that today. And today is the day when the news broke in Canada that Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, who is on the campaign trail, has had an interesting past, because it was revealed that he did something that ruffled feathers in the beautiful country of Canada. He, in the past, disguised or dressed up in costume, wearing makeup as if he had dark skin. Now, for those of you who know who Justin Trudeau is, he is white. He doesn't have dark skin. And for the sake of a party or an event or whatever, he tried to appear as a person with darker skin. There's a term for this out there. It's called blackface. It is when white people try to look like they're black for a certain purpose of a performance. If you go back to the minstrel area of theater, oftentimes white actors were portraying black characters, and they were using blackface. There's still this phenomenon out there in the movie and TV industry where, until not too long ago, it was still mainly Caucasian actors portraying people of color, which people of color, for a variety of reasons, do not find an accurate representation of their world. So if a political leader does that, what does that tell us? Is he racist? I don't know. I'm not going to say Justin Trudeau is racist. However, Justin Trudeau has a very easy out right now. He's making a kowtow and saying, I am sorry, and I should have known better back then, because this was, 20, 30 years ago. Now I know, and I would never do this today. Kudos to you. You learned something. Excellent. So I'm not going to blanketly accuse Mr. Trudeau of being a racist. However, I don't want to let you get away with this too easy, sir. Just saying I'm sorry and now I know better does not make your past go away. Nothing makes your past go away. Yet, I'm not really sure if you're showing remorse. What of this action, and by the way, in Canada, they try to spin it as brownface, as if brownface isn't quite as offensive as blackface. There you go. So, shades of brown towards black are also shades of how offensive you can be as a racist. So I'm not as offensive if I'm being racist against somebody who's not black but more brown. What is the yardstick here, right? So all of this is a lot of spin, a lot of political wah-wah, and I don't want to get trapped in this news cycle madness that we seem to see ourselves in these days. I just want to ask the question, what can we learn from this? What could a Justin Trudeau or your boss or yourself in an organization where you're dealing with different ethnicities, with different cultures, with different skin colors, what can we do to check our bias at the door? What can we do to not allow privilege to get in the way over and over again? Because we're in 2019 and in a country with a government like Canada that is claiming to be one of the harbingers, one of the protectors of diversity and liberalism and globalism and cosmopolitanism. And yes, I do still see Canada as such. But if your leading figure isn't really 100% remorseful, or doesn't have, or hasn't yet shown how he's going to turn that around and making it into something that is a societal benefit, where we as a society move forward and say, hey, what can we do to check our bias? What can we do to prevent privilege from allowing certain individuals to resort to these old stereotypes? I don't have the answer for that. Maybe you do. Maybe you want to comment on this, or maybe send in the video to respond. I'm a little pissed. I'm going to be honest with you, because if that's the standard we allow ourselves to say, hey, yeah, I did something wrong 5 years ago, 10 years ago, however many years ago, and now it's coming to the light. Guess what? It's always going to come to light because we live in the internet age. If that's the way we deal with it, to just say, bad judgment on my part then, now I know better, I would never do what I did back then. When back then did you think that was okay? And what type of mindset is that even thinks in those shades of quality of people determined by their skin color? I'm sorry. I don't get it. Now, let me hear your thoughts on this. I want to hear from you. How can we rein in our own privilege? How can we be better allies and check our ego, check our prejudice, check our bias, check our privilege at the door? That's your culture challenge for today.